Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. The year is flying by. We're almost at Christmas. I don't know where the time's gone, but man, it goes by faster and faster as I get older. I hope everybody got the books they wanted last week. There was some good ones last week. There's some more good ones this week. Slightly lighter week volume-wise, but still some really good books you want to get. You're going to want to own. I mentioned anyways, we'll get into it in a bit. I just want to say you're all awesome, and I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And we'll get into what I am looking at this week. I'm going to start with indies. Got a few indies out this week that look half decent. So from Dark Horse, we've put on a lot of good books lately. You've got The Brood #1, bunch of covers for this. And that's from the world of Minor Threat, so it's almost like they're doing kind of a world building with different books. So we had that old Minor Threats, a couple series of that, and now they got The Brood, so they're definitely expanding it. That is out this week. Cover 8 is one for me. From Image, a series I'm not reading. I mean, I've read Transformers #15. I got Transformers comics and everything else, but I haven't been reading it, so I can't say for sure, but there's a spoiler variant for #15. Looks like a couple of them, actually. And it's a new story arc, so are they introducing a new character? I don't know. If you're into Transformers, might be one you want to look at. From Dynamite, Terminator #3. I just really like cover 8. It reminds me of Full Metal Jacket, the movie, which is what it is, an homage to the... I'll put an image of the Full Metal Jacket movie poster up there too if you haven't seen it. Man, is that a good movie. If you haven't seen Full Metal Jacket, and you like war movies, go watch that. First half with the drill instructor, it's just awesome. Anyways, that is out this week. From Distillery, and this, the only reason I mention this, City Beneath Her Feet #1, a whole bunch of covers, and this is that larger format. They're pricey. James Tynan is writing this one, so as you know, he's a very good writer. And it sounds like it's kind of like a murder love mystery sort of thing, so I don't know. I'm not buying it, but I just want to let you know because Tynan is the writer behind that one, and his stuff is usually pretty good. The artwork, though, doesn't really grab me, so that's just my opinion. But anyways, I want to let you know what's out there. Keen Spot, who's been putting out a lot of good stuff. We got Died Hard #1, whole bunch of covers for that. I don't know what that's going to be like. Only cover A is the only thing I'm getting. That's it from Keen Spot. Mad Cave Studios got Hexiles #2. I really like cover 8, man. That's kind of a cool looking cover. I mentioned this series I'm trying to think. I guess it was about a month ago when issue 1 came out. But yeah, issue 2 is out this week. From Boom Studios, one that this is one I mentioned in my FOC. One of my FOC ones is In Bloom #1. It's kind of interesting. It kind of sounds like. There's a fungal infection, and if you've watched or played the video game Last of Us or watched the show, which is really good, I hadn't watched it before, and I'm about halfway through right now. It's really good. But anyways, that's what happens there. It's a whole fungal infection, basically zombies, but with fungus instead of viruses. So that In Bloom looks pretty good. So that's one I mentioned before. I'm definitely getting that one. Just cover 8 for me, but that's one I'm getting for sure. From DC, I only got the one from DC this week. It's Batman and Robin #16, because it sounds like we're going to get more from Memento in this one. So cover A is what I'm looking at for that one. That's it from DC. From Marvel, a few books from them. Got Alien Paradiso #1. They've done a bunch of Alien books. The cool thing about this one is it sounds like it's from the Xenomorph perspective. So you're not, I guess guys and girls are going in and try to kill the Xenomorphs, but you're seeing it from their perspective, which sounds kind of a cool way to do it. I kind of like that. So that one's out. A bunch of covers for it. Another one I'm looking forward to is Incredible Hulk #20. Only 3 covers, but it's Werewolf by Night, and with Charlie kind of transforming into that Lycana. That's kind of cool, and I would be interesting if Marvel did another special and then they brought Werewolf by Night and her teaming up. That would be kind of cool. We'll see what happens with it. Infinity Watch #1, that's launching this week. Bunch of covers for that. I don't honestly think I'm getting that one, but it's out. Another good one that I'm looking at is Laura Kinney, Wolverine #1. You see my whole new Wolverines in the background there. From one of her previous volumes. 1 and 2 are really good ones for that one. So looking forward to this. Whole bunch of covers. There's a bunch of really nice covers actually for this Laura Kinney Wolverine. So you take your pick. A lot of times you only get one, but there's like two or three really good ones in there. So J. Scott Campbell's got one. Anyways, take your pick. But that looks really good. And this next one is, oh man, I hope you pre-ordered this one. This is definitely a pick this week. Is Ultimate Universe 1 Year In #1. It's the one shot, but the spoiler variant with Ultimate Wolverine on the cover. That you'll see that on the screen. That to me is an absolute no-brainer this week. That if you could only buy one book this week, that's the one I would highly recommend you get. Because I mentioned in my previous video, I think Spider-Man and Wolverine are the two top characters for Marvel, in my opinion. I mean, they've got a lot of great characters. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to pick two, those would be the two that I would pick. So. Anytime you get, and this obviously leads into Ultimate Wolverine, which I mentioned a bunch of times, coming out in January. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you pre-ordered that. That's all I can say. So, anyways, I also got last one for Marvel is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. They're launching that again. Bunch of covers for that. I quite honestly am taking a pass, but if that's something you're into, go for it. So my picks this week. Again, like I said, #1 is Ultimate Universe 1 Year In, that spoiler variant with Ultimate Wolverine on the cover. You should get first appearance in book as well as on the cover, so that is definitely the one to get. And I know some people, there's the Marvel previews. I mean, I don't normally collect previews, and if you can get one for free, go get it. It's Marvel Previews 38 with Ultimate Wolverine on the cover of that. You'll see an image of that on the screen. Don't pay a dime for it. It's free. It should be free from your comic shop. They may not have them anymore. A lot of them is scooped up, but if you can find one without a stamp on it, grab it. If not, don't panic. Move on, because it's not worth panicking about. But anyways, so yeah. Anyways, Ultimate Universe 1 Year In, spoiler variant, #1 pick. #2 is In Bloom #1. From Boom Studios. It's a sci-fi saga. It's kind of humanity's changed forever. And like I said, it kind of has a Last of Us vibe to it. So looking forward to that one. That's it for picks. I got a couple honorable mentions. The Brood #1 from Dark Horse. Like I say, it's kind of expanding that Minor Threats universe. And Laura Kinney #1, Wolverine #1. That's another one that I'd be looking at this week. So I want to talk about Hush real quick. The Justice League Unlimited had their 4-page prelude preview, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a prelude though. So that what you see there shouldn't be showing up in the comics. And it's kind of interesting. I'll show you the image. There's basically 4 pages, like 2 single pages and then a double splash page, and that was it. But on that last double splash page, and throughout it, they're talking about different characters. They talk about Huntress, and I mentioned this book quite a long time ago. It's a really good book. It's not overly expensive, to be honest with you. She's a cool character, so I like that. That's DC Superstars Presents #17. It's not super expensive, but it's a good book to have. And then I showed this one in my it's Red Hood and the Outlaws #26. The Putri variant. Man, I hope you guys got that one. That came out several years ago. And I remember when this came out, it was one of my picks, and I bought 6 copies at cover price, because I only buy books at cover. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some books, older books I buy. I mean, you can't get them at cover price, but anything new, I don't pay more than cover price, and I highly recommend that's how you get your collection. And don't waste your money sending books off to CGC. If you want to, go ahead, but I mean, you're adding another $50 per book, so if that's what you want to do and you got the money, hey, go for it. But me personally, I'd rather just buy them raw, cover price, throw them in a bag, and there you go. So, anyways, really I show that. They're shown in the prelude, but the cool thing for me, and on the top right corner of that double splash page at the back, you'll see a picture, and throughout it there's pictures of different characters. There's one, it just says Silence, and I don't know who that character is. I thought maybe it was the Mute, Virgil Myers, but he doesn't, because Virgil Myers kind of looks like, almost like Frankenstein with a big huge forehead and everything, so I don't think that's who it is. So potentially, is that a new character? I don't know. It could be, and if it is, that'll be your first base, just a cameo, but of a new character, but may not be. Maybe somebody we already know about, which is very possible. But for my mind, I can't think of anybody who it is. So there you go. Looks pretty good. And the art looks stunning, man. Jim Lee is such a good artist. I ordered, Nick is supposed to be sending me a Planet Death, one of the 100 covers, where it's just 1-for-1, but I ordered one of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. These are ones they just, they hand out at the shows. And man, this is a gorgeous, it's like it's a glossy cardstock cover. Oh shit, I almost dropped it there. And all the pages inside are really, trying to get this in camera, but they're really glossy, nice glossy paper. This is really nice, man. And this is the nice thing with this. So this is the San Diego Comic-Con one, which was one of the first ones they dropped, because they released them at Baltimore and then New York Comic-Con, and the later one at New York Comic-Con had all the word bubbles and stuff in it. This one doesn't. This is just strictly the art, which I like. So that's one I'm super glad to have in my collection. I don't buy a lot of Bad Idea stuff, and quite honestly, I think that's the first Bad Idea book I've ever bought. Mainly because it's got the creator John Wick and nobody is behind this one, and I love the art, and it quite honestly is John Wick in space, so I just love the idea that I could see that going somewhere down the road. So anyways, there you go. In the background, like I say, I got my all new Wolverines from a while back just because they're relaunching it again this week. And I really like this Venom vs. War Stories cover. It was one that came out, I can't remember what year, it was 2018 or 19, something like that. But I just really like the cover on that one, so I just threw it in there. There you go. Anyways, happy hunting. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.